Hey guys, it's me, your girl Anita, and in this video I'm going to be doing a cooking session and I'm going to show you how I make my honey bourbon salmon. Now this recipe is pretty simple, very tasty, and also healthy. I've already washed these salmon fillets, and actually I bought one huge fillet from Costco, and then I cut that fillet into smaller portions. Now you see me seasoning the fillets with one of my favorite seasonings that I like to use, which is Lowry Seasoning All. Now you can use whatever seasoning you want to use, whether it's Mrs. Dash or whatever it is you like. I'm also now sprinkling some garlic pepper on here because I like that too. Lowry's and garlic pepper are two of my favorite seasonings. Those are the seasonings that I use the most whenever I cook any type of meat, chicken, fish, beef, whatever. I always tend to use my Lowry seasoning and my garlic pepper. Those are two of my favorites. Okay, now I'm just going to puncture each fillet so that the seasonings can get down into the meat, as well as when I add my layer of glaze, that will also seep into the fillet. Because you know how sometimes you eat meat and you put a sauce over it, but then the taste is just mainly on the top of the meat, and then when you bite down into it, the meat has no flavor. Well, this little technique that I'm doing here will avoid all that, and this salmon will be full of flavor throughout. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up my bourbon sauce, and I'm adding some bourbon sauce that I got from Whole Foods, just sweet bourbon. You can get it at Whole Foods. It's very good. However, it can be tart to taste. So in order to avoid that tartness, I like to add some honey to the mixture. So I start off using 1/4 cup of honey. And then I mix this cup in to see if I like it or not. And if it's still too tart, then I add more honey in. You can add as much or as little honey as you want into this glaze mix to get it the way that you prefer it to be. But the end result, no matter how much honey or how little, is going to be delicious. Now that I've got my sauce to my satisfaction, I'm going to distribute it evenly over each salmon fillet. After coating each fillet with the bourbon sauce, I like to add fresh rosemary. What I do is first I'll rinse the rosemary off really good, and then I'll dry it, and then I'll chop it as finely as I can, and it really adds a good taste to the salmon. Once the rosemary is added, I cover the salmon with aluminum foil and prepare it to go into the oven. I bake it for 20 minutes at 400 degrees. While the salmon is baking, I prepare some brown rice to go as a side dish. When the salmon is done baking, I coat it with another layer of the bourbon sauce, and then I place it in the oven on broil for between 5 to 7 minutes and let it get nice and caramelized. Then I serve it with the brown rice and some steamed broccoli. And voila, dinner is served. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thanks for watching and thanks for rolling with your girl. Bye!